Simple steps today for a stronger, safer, and more independent. What if I told you that the numbness, tingling, or that complete dead feeling in your feet isn't just an inevitable part of growing older? As a doctor, I see this exact scenario play out every single week in patients over the age of 60. It never starts with a dramatic fall. It begins much more quietly. You start to feel slightly unsure of your footing when you stand up from a couch. You find yourself glancing down at the floor more often while walking. You slowly decrease your walking pace, not because you want to, but because something down there just doesn't feel right. Over time, without you even realizing it, your world begins to shrink. Many older adults are told, it's just neuropathy. You have to learn to live with it. But in my decades of medical practice, I can tell you there is a massive piece missing from that standard advice. Your nerves are not completely gone. They are simply disconnected, understimulated, and desperately waiting for the right signal to wake up. In today's video, I am going to show you exactly how to transmit that neurological signal using 5 simple chair exercises. These movements are designed to begin restoring your strength, balance, and stepping confidence much faster than you think. Before we dive into the first chair movement, if you want to defend your mobility and independent lifestyle as you age, make sure to hit that subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another senior health guide here on the Dr. Robert channel. If you are ready to take control and reconnect with your body today, please type 1 in the comments right now. If not, drop a 0 so I can learn how to tailor these medical insights better for you. Let's start with movement number 1, the neuroactivation march. There is a distinct moment many of my senior patients describe to me. It happens right before they take their very first step of the morning. They stand up and they hesitate. It's not because they are in pain, but because their legs feel completely unready, almost as if the waking signal from the brain hasn't traveled down to the feet yet. If you recognize that feeling, this movement is your starting point. How to do it. Scoot toward the front edge of a sturdy chair. Do not lean back against the support. Place both feet flat on the ground, about hip-width apart. Sit tall. Open your chest and stack your head directly over your shoulders. This active posture ensures your central nervous system remains fully engaged. Slowly lift one knee up toward the ceiling, just a few inches. Lower it down with total control, then immediately raise the other knee. The routine. Continue alternating side to side in a gentle, deliberate march. Here is the golden rule. Do not rush. As your right knee rises, let your left arm swing forward naturally, mimicking a normal walking stride, and then switch. This cross-body coordination forces both hemispheres of your brain to communicate, which is precisely the neural pathway that chronic neuropathy disrupts. Practice this for 30 to 60 seconds. Every single lift acts as a biological pump, forcing stale fluid up and allowing fresh, oxygen-rich blood to rush down into starved nerve endings. It interrupts the brain's habit of ignoring your lower limbs and says, "Pay attention, our legs are moving again." Doctor's note: you can easily practice this while watching the morning news or waiting for your coffee to brew. If you feel unsteady, keep your hands lightly on the sides of the chair. Let me ask you a critical question. When you walk around the house, do your feet actually clear the ground, or do they quietly shuffle and slide across the floor? That tiny difference is the exact reason why many adults over 60 lose their walking confidence. It's not just muscle weakness, it's that the specific shin and ankle muscles responsible for lifting your feet have gone completely dormant. To wake them up, we use movement number 2, the sensory heel-to-toe rock. How to do it? Sit upright in your chair with feet flat. If it is safe, take your shoes off. Being barefoot or wearing flexible socks allows your feet to send maximum data back to your brain. Begin by lifting both heels off the floor, rolling onto your toes, and firmly contracting your calves. Hold for 1 second. Lower your heels, and without pausing, reverse the movement. Keep your Gotchun heels glued to the floor and pull your toes and the front of your feet upward toward your shins. Feel those front leg muscles fire up. Hold briefly, then lower. The routine. Rock back and forth slowly for 10 to 15 controlled repetitions. Focus entirely on sensing the physical pressure shift from the front of your foot to the back. Lifting your heels activates the calves, which function medically as your second heart to drive circulation, while lifting your toes strengthens the precise muscles required to prevent you from tripping over rugs or uneven pavement. Sometimes, the numbness in your feet isn't just a circulation issue. It happens because the nerve itself is physically restricted or stuck along its anatomical pathway. If you've ever felt a deep, pulling tightness down the back of your thigh or a strange tingling that seems to travel, your nerve is likely irritated and compressed. To give your nervous system room to breathe, we use movement number 3, the seated nerve glide. How to do it. Sit tall near the front of your chair. Lift one leg slightly and interlock both hands behind your thigh for structural support. Slowly begin to straighten your knee, extending your foot forward. Stop immediately before pain. This is a neurological exercise, not a stretching competition. Nerves are highly sensitive. If you pull too hard, they will snap shut and tighten further. Only extend to the point of a mild, comfortable awareness. Hold for a split second, then slowly bend your knee back down. Perform 5 to 10 gentle repetitions on each leg. Progression. If this feels completely pain-free after a few days, you can add a small nerve flossing motion. When your leg is extended, gently point your toes away from you, then smoothly pull them back toward your body before lowering the leg. This reduces mechanical tension, allowing the nerve to slide freely through surrounding tissues. By the time neuropathy alters the sensation in your legs, the tiny intrinsic muscles inside your feet have often quietly shut down. Your toes lose their natural gripping power, and your feet begin to feel flat, heavy, and completely lifeless. We must reestablish this connection using movement number 4, the towel scrunch. How to do it. Place a small hand towel flat on the floor right in front of your chair. Rest your bare foot on the edge of the fabric. Using exclusively your toes, spread them wide, curl them down to grab the towel, and slowly bunch the fabric toward your heel. Release, spread, and repeat. The routine. Aim for 8 to 10 slow crunches per foot. At first, this will feel incredibly awkward, like your brain is speaking a foreign language to your toes. That is the entire point of the exercise. You are forcefully reopening old, forgotten neural pathways. Doctor's note: if you have severe loss of sensation, always inspect the skin on the bottom of your feet immediately after practicing this to ensure there is no redness or irritation. I want to ask you something that stops most of my patients in their tracks. When was the last time you truly felt the solid ground underneath your feet? For many seniors dealing with neuropathy, that grounding sensation slowly blurs. Every single step begins to feel like a high-stakes guessing game. Our final exercise removes the guesswork. Movement number 5, the seated ground press. How to do it. Sit upright at the edge of your chair, feet flat on the floor barefoot is highly recommended. Close your eyes for just a moment and bring your full mental awareness down to your soles. Feel where your heels, the balls of your feet, and your toes make contact. Now, gently press both feet down into the floor. Do not stomp or use brute force, just a firm, intentional press as if you are trying to leave a perfect footprint in soft, wet sand. Maintain this steady downward pressure for 5 to 10 seconds, completely focusing on the resistance, then slowly relax. Repeat 8 to 10 times. This exercise directly targets proprioception, your brain's ability to map where your body is in space. By intentionally pressing down, you send a clear, thunderous message up your spinal cord. This is the ground. This is where I am. I am stable. Try doing 3 rounds of this press right before you stand up from a chair. You will instantly feel more grounded and less hesitant during the transition. What you are experiencing in your lower body right now is a vivid preview of where your mobility is heading. Neuropathy and balance degradation do not appear overnight. They build silently. Think about what happens over the next 1 to 5 years if you choose to ignore these signals. That mild tingling will evolve into a permanent dead numbness. That minor hesitation when standing will turn into an absolute fear of falling. Eventually, you start avoiding stairs, avoiding walks, and staying locked inside your home. Step by step, your independence slips away. But your nervous system, even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond, possesses an incredible medical capacity to adapt and rebuild if you give it a clear biological reason to. Combining these 5 simple chair movements into a single, 5-minute daily routine is your prescription to maintain your freedom. You don't need a flawless performance, you just need daily consistency. Show up for your body every single day because your nervous system reorganizes itself long before you can physically feel the changes. Please take a brief moment right now to comment below with the exact movement you are going to practice today. Smash the like button, share this vital guide with a friend who is struggling with their footing, and subscribe to Dr. Robert to protect your health journey. Thank you for watching. Keep your feet moving, and I will see you in our next video.